From Argus Media, this is Fuels Focus, a recap of stories within the U.S. refined products marketplace from the week that was February 3rd through the 7th, 2025. March WTI crude futures ended the week near $70 a barrel as the market assessed the impact of recent U.S. foreign policy changes, including cranking up sanctions against Iran and implementing tariffs on Chinese imports. U.S. gasoline prices fell on average by 2 cents a gallon to $3.08 a gallon. Retail diesel prices relatively steady. They were up a penny over the week at $3.66 a gallon. The cost of President Trump's potential tariffs on Canada and Mexico would not fall on just one party, but would be shared widely, that according to the chief executive of Delek, who made comments on Thursday. If threats for U.S. tariffs on Canadian crude were to eventually go through, the cost would be split between producers, refiners, and customers. Delek's 4 U.S. refineries currently run domestic crude, so they aren't directly impacted by the potential tariffs. Marathon Petroleum said earlier in the week that it could pivot some of its mid-continent refineries to run domestic crude slates if the U.S. moves ahead on the threats to implement tariffs on Canadian imports. Marathon also said that tariffs would lead to price increases. Most of those increases would ultimately be borne by the producer and, to a lesser extent, the consumer. Phillips 66 recently said that Western Canadian crude would continue to flow to U.S. refineries in the event of tariffs, but with a greater discount. Mexican crude imports would likely be displaced under a tariff scenario, moving to Europe and maybe Asia. Valero recently said that the tariffs could cause a 10% cut in refinery rates depending on how fast they're implemented and how long they're in place. And Marathon Petroleum expects its margins to improve in the second half of the year as refinery closures offset recent capacity additions. LyondellBasell's Houston refinery, which is in the process of closing, and Phillips 66 Los Angeles refinery are both planned to be shut down by the end of the year. Marathon's margins of $13 a barrel in the fourth quarter are down from $18 a barrel in the fourth quarter of 2023. And that's all for this edition of Fuels Focus, a production of Argus Media, a leading independent provider of commodity pricing and market information. For more on these stories and others, along with latest pricing in the marketplace, make sure to subscribe to the daily Argus Media U.S. Products Report.